all your hopes,
I cannot do this alone.
dreams,
It's your time, Ricky!
determination, and sacrifices have come down to this.
It's been a while since I've seen like one of those feel-good sport movies that like leaves you inspired, leaves you feeling kind of like what I would consider jazzed up, right? But my first question to you is it's obvious one is how did you find out about this story and how did you get involved?
It all started with my brother, Mark Celentano, who is he's a funny guy, like he's a sweetheart, but he really believes in me. And we'd only met each other in 2006. We didn't know that each other existed.
Oh.
He found me on the internet and said, "I'm your brother that you never knew you had." I didn't believe him, but I did some research and we connected and we were just immediately bonded. I can't explain it. I only knew Mark a few months and he was in a lobby of a hotel in Los Angeles and Ricky was sitting next to him, very upset and frustrated that he couldn't find a director for this movie of his life story. And my brother, when he got off the phone, leaned over and said, "I'm sorry, I eavesdropped on you, but I have the perfect director for you." My brother, Jeff Celentano. And so Ricky kind of looked at him with one eye and said, "This is weird." And he ended up convincing Ricky to call me that night and sent me the script. I read the script. From the moment I read the script, I read a lot of scripts. Mm-hmm. This one got inside my soul and would not let go. I wish I could say that it was some kind of thing I wanted to get made, or I wanted to get paid, or I thought this movie would be a big hit, and none of that happened. I read this story and it touched me in a way that no other story ever touched me. I don't know why. I mean, it is a great story, but this one particularly got me. And I cried many times after I read it. And I just wanted to make it the best movie I could ever make. So I surrounded myself with a team of people that, from Angelo Pizzo, the writer of Rudy, and that's another story of how I got Angelo on. But everybody that I wanted, my dream people, my production designer, Jeffrey Kirkland, who did everything from Apollo 13 to Children of Men, Angela's Ashes, his sets are magnificent. He's an artist. He's a 70-year-old Englishman. And he and I met. They said, "You'll never get Jeffrey Kirkland. He's too important. He's Academy Award nominated." And I met Jeffrey. He and I fell in love as friends. And he said, "I'm going to come on and do this movie for you." And so I assembled this incredible team. And I said, if I could surround myself with people who have movies on many screens and they get it out to the world, I have a better shot. Doesn't guarantee you anything. You still got to make a great movie. But I just kind of honed this movie from day one to be what it could be. And it took me 17 years.
Those feel-good sport movies. I feel like they're less common, or I hear about them less. But for you as a filmmaker, what were you hoping to bring to that style of filmmaking, that genre of film?
That's a really good point. I have to tell you, Law, because I didn't want to make a movie about sports. It's not a movie about sports. It's only got 2 little games in it. It's got the end game and then that one high school game and then a little Sandlot game. But I hate movies. I'm not a big sports person. I grew up as an athlete and played sports, but I don't follow it at all. And so I didn't want that movie to be made for sports people, but I wanted sports people to love it. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to make a movie that was universal to everybody. Every family member could relate to every character in some way, the brother, the sister, the mother, the father. I wanted to make a movie about a little boy trying to get his father to love him. And that's what I set out to do. That was my main concern. And, unfortunately or fortunately, it has sports in it. For the people that like sports, they'll love it. People that hate sports, I know they'll love it because I've talked to people that have. Mm-hmm. I don't want the sports element to drive people who hate sports movies away, because I've talked to people and they said, "Well, I'm not a sports movie guy, but I've seen your movie and it's not about that at all." And I say, "Yeah, that's what I set out to do." And they say, "I'm not a faith person either. I'm not a person that goes to church, but I loved your movie." And because I said, "Look, there's no way I can get around what I did." I mean, some guy commented, "This movie's got too much faith in it for me." And I was like, well, how do I get around it? The guy's father was a pastor,
Right.
and he wanted this kid to be better. So to me, what I tried to do was put everything kind of in the background and make the movie really a thrust about the family, about the kid trying to find the love of his father and then bringing the whole family together in the end. I didn't want to turn off people, and I didn't make a movie that preached to you. I don't care. I wanted to make a movie about a story, and that story I did as much as I could without overdoing it, you know? But you got that out of it, it seems. So that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great narrative, my friend.
Okay, thank you.
You can't play baseball.
Why can't I swing that bat? I ain't crippled no more.